Hi, welcome back to Creating Joy. So the weather outside has been getting really cold and chilly, and so I've decided to teach you how to make some hand warmers. So let's go make some hand warmers, some rice pack hand warmers. So I found that a 5.5-inch circle in diameter works. If you have one of these things, it holds your bobbin thread. This was my template. So if you have one of these, it actually works perfectly. So you can draw a circle around it. And I went ahead and I cut 4. So draw around it and cut 4, and then I left an opening. So what I'm going to show you on here is with my fabric. I took my fabric and I want it to be perfectly cut, so I wanted it to fold together. Okay, so here's here, and you fold it. Okay, so here we've got it right here, but then if you take it over here and fold this one over here, so it's the same size, and then we're going to just take it and so I have really good scissors that can cut through this many layers. And then you just stick a pin in the middle. So we'll stick a pin right here in the center. So, and this is when I am using my cutting board that swivels. And it is so nice to have a cutting board mat that will swivel, because then I can cut around, move that away, then I can just swivel it around. Okay, you take your pin out, and here you have your 2 sets. Then I'm gonna stick a pin right here, and then a pin right here. So then this is my opening where I'm going to be sticking the rice in, and I will do that to each of them. Okay, then we're just gonna go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam around. Remember to back stitch on both sides, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so remember to back stitch at the beginning and then back stitch at the end. Okay, take your pins out. So now this is when we're going to take our pinking shears. Now we're going to take our little circle and we're going to trim right along the edge to help it so that it will curve around in a circle. So that's what these are pinking shears. Okay. So even where the piece where it's open, I use the pinking shears just a little bit in that area too. Okay, so there you can see. Okay, so now we're going to take it to the opening and turn it right side out. And just run your fingers along it. Push it all the way out. Some people like using a little stick to help, but this is a small enough area, I think, that it just smooths right out just fine. Okay, then we're going to take the edge and finger press it down. Okay, there you go. Then we'll go on to the next step of putting the rice in it. I'm using a kitchen utensil. It's a small opening, and then I went ahead and just put some rice in a bag, and I'm using my 1/4 cup. You're really going to use either 2 or 3. You decide as you're putting it in what is best for you. And I found it was easier if I put it in a cup or a bowl, something to hold it upright as I'm trying to put it in. So then we just pour it in. There's like 1/4 of a cup. Okay, so this is what it looks like with 1/2 cup. It can get a little messy. So when you smooth it out, so I did one with 1/2 cup and one with 3/4 of a cup. The one with the 3/4 of a cup, it's a little bit fuller. Okay, so now we're going to take this, we're going to fold in the edges, just do a finger press, and then you're just going to go ahead with your sewing machine, make sure the rice is out of the way, push it out of the way, and just backstitch here, go across and backstitch, and you are done. Okay, so just take the rice, push it out of the way, and then go ahead and start and backstitch. And then cut your strings off. So here's the first one. And here's the second one. I had considered sewing it up by hand, but if you sew it up by hand, what's going to happen is you have little tiny holes that the rice can fall out. So I decided to sew it by the sewing machine, so no rice is going to fall out. So that's really important, otherwise you can have rice in your pocket. So anyway, so here I have my 2 hand warmers. So you just put them in the microwave between 30 seconds and a minute. So I didn't experiment. I put one in for 30 seconds and it was nice and warm. Put the other one in for a minute and it was really, really hot. I almost couldn't touch it. So maybe 45 seconds. It really depends on your microwave too. So just do trial and error and test it and see what works in your microwave, okay? So here I have all the different hand warmers that I made, and I decided I'm gonna even give them for Christmas gifts, put them in Christmas stockings and just wrap them up and give them away. They'd be great gifts for my kids to give to their friends at school and even maybe to their teachers. So I hope you have fun creating joy, and as you make things, I hope you have fun creating joy as you make things and as you give away gifts this year. So see you next week on Creating Joy.